Hi guys and welcome, my name is Jude and today I am here to do a review of The Selection by Kiera. It's a beautiful cover and this book has been released quite a while ago, but I hadn't read it for some odd reason. I actually wasn't full on sold on the premise, so I never picked it up. And then I thought of listening to it on audiobook, but the narrator sounds like Siri. I'm not kidding.
Our cast was just 3 away from the bottom. We were artists. And artists and classical musicians were only 3 steps up from dirt. Literally.
It's Siri narrating this book. Today I went with my family shopping to Costco, and I don't shop at Costco because I have no money. So I stayed at the bookish section of things, and this book was there, and I read the first few chapters, and I was hooked. So fast forward to like months later, and I was at Barnes & Noble with my mother, and I made her buy me this book because I'm a manipulative, lonely child. And so I read it. And I really liked this book and I am so conflicted about it. So first up, this book has a terrible reviews. It does have a 4.16 rating on Goodreads, which does seem like an awesome rating, but it has like so many 1-star reviews and the bad reviews are bad. They tear this book apart. They are just fierce to the point and like unforgiving. They say it's like The Bachelor meets The Hunger Games meets Throne of Glass, and they are all right. And they also talk about how it is unfeminist and poorly written and sexist, and they are also all right. And I full on know these things. They are 100% true, and I still liked this book. Now for this, you have to understand that I strongly identify with feminist values. I make very conscious efforts to fight against sexism and patriarchal ways of thinking, and I'm all for women and women's rights. But I still liked this book, like just as much as I liked The Weeknd, even though he seems unable to call women something other than bitches, and he objectifies them in every single song, but still I'm singing all day long often. I'm a bad feminist. Cue to this book, because this book talks all about like the contradictions of saying that you're feminist and not being perfect. But that's the thing, I'm not perfect. In this book, it's a clear example of all of my beliefs just going into full-on contradiction with my tastes, because I liked it. I liked it. I can't deny that I like it. Like, I can't do it and I'm not going to do it. But I think that something that is very important here is to acknowledge all the flaws and everything that is wrong with this book, and that's what I'm going to do. It's a step in the right direction because I truly cannot control what I like and what I don't like, but I can be critical about it, and that's what I'm going to do. So point number 1, The Bachelor. I feel insanely guilty every single time I watch The Bachelor. Like guilty pleasure kind of guilty. It feels so archaic and overall just really fucking stupid, but I still watch it. And the whole premise of The Bachelor happens in this book. A bunch of randomly selected girls, bullshit, are all taken to this small guarded environment, a castle, so that the prince can mingle and date every single one of them and then just dispose of those that don't seem fitting to be queen. Now the second thing is that girls are the enemy. Now when the selected girls are placed in the environment of the Bachelor thingy, of course they turn against each other. They are all in this like hostile environment where they're just competing to be queens, and of course it's girls the problem. Girls are the problem in this. Not the fact that there is a really flawed system that's basically pitting women against each other. It's girls the problem, not the system. Girls. None of these girls are like crazy going out of their way to see what the prince wants and what he likes and doing everything they can to just mold themselves into this perfect girl, woman for a guy they don't really know. Because why would you be yourself when you can be what boys want you to be, obviously. Which brings me to my third point, which is I am not that kind of girl. Because we have our protagonist, America Singer, who is just not that kind of girl. She stays true to herself, wears little to no makeup because girls that wear like a full face of makeup are obviously fake. And she dresses in simple clothes and prefers pants instead of dresses because obviously dresses are dumb, frivolous, girly things. And we do not want to be associated with girly things. No. And all of this slowly begins to win the heart of the prince. Obviously. See the problems here? You see the problems here? Now, to her credit, the author does try to make an effort to address some of these things. Like, towards the end of the novel, the protagonist realize that they are actually becoming enemies, and they begin to realize that they don't want that. They want to be friends. They want to root for one another because one of them will be the queen and the other 34 won't. So there's really no point in just making enemies of 34 girls. So they begin to talk and work together and actually make an effort to each and every one be themselves. And that was kind of awesome because girls are awesome, and I think that should have been the main highlight of this book, but it wasn't enough to make it a redeemable read. And with all of these things mentioned, I still liked it. I had a good time. I read it so quickly. I mean, yeah, it is a short book and it took me less than 2 days to read it, and I was just having such a fun, good time reading it. I just did. I spent a simple and enjoyable time in the world of the selection. I am acknowledging its flaws, and all in all, I give it a 3.5 star rating on Goodreads. That's what I would give it. I'm giving it. Now, will I continue with the second book? I don't know. I already got the second book on Kindle, and I was sort of looking forward to the fact that the book has sort of like a political undertone going on, and I want to see that political side of the story. But as far as the premise goes for the second book, that does not happen, and the reviews for the second one are terrible. They're just awful, and I'm not sure if I want to jump into this. I will consider it. I may do it. I don't know. But for what it was, I had a fun time with the selection. Conflicted thoughts and everything. Emotions all over the place. But I enjoyed it. So do let me know if you've read it, and if you have the same conflict as I do, if you hated it, if you loved it, if you continued with the series, if you liked the second book, let me know. And as always, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!